What is governor rule? And how many times imposed on Jammu and Kashmir? In the case of state government failure or political impasse, the Indian President can impose governor rule by enforcing Section 92 of the Jammu and Kashmir Constitution at the request of the governor of the state. After 6 months of governor rule, the presidential rule comes into effect automatically, which allows a president to enjoy the absolute authority and center to take over the government of a state under the 356th article of the Indian Constitution. President is bound to hold state election within 6 months after assuming the direct control of state affairs. If not, then he is required to explain the reason to the Election Commission of India. President's rule can be imposed under different conditions. One state legislature is unable to elect a leader as chief minister. 2. Collapse of coalition. 3. Loss of majority in the assembly. 4. Elections postponed for unavoidable reasons. That was the 8th time governor rule was imposed on Jammu and Kashmir on 20th June 2018, after Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, abandoned the coalition with the People's Democratic Party, PDP, on June 19, 2018. Parties with different ideologies had formed an unnatural government alliance in 2015, which had to continue till March 2021. The breakage of the coalition government by Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, with 25 assembly seats was aimed at to deprive the most prolific seat-getter party of powers and to crush freedom movement in Jammu and Kashmir. J&K People's Democratic Party, PDP, had 29 legislators out of the 87-member assembly. The assembly of J&K was dissolved by the governor Satyapal Malik when the leader of Jammu and Kashmir People's Democratic Party, PDP, and ex-chief minister of J&K Mehbooba Mufti had announced the support of the National Conference, NC, which had 15, and 12 from the Congress. S.P. Vade, the Director General of Police of J&K, had expressed greeting when the governor rule was imposed on Jammu and Kashmir. He had said that carte blanche from the federal government has been granted to pulverize the freedom seekers and their sympathetic elements. To suppress the voice of Kashmiris, India has been violating human rights since the beginning of the freedom movement. From 1947 to date, over 12,000 Kashmiri women have been raped by the Indian ruthless military and police forces, and rape is used as a tool to humiliate Kashmiri Muslims. According to the Kashmiri Canadian Council, more than 95,000 Kashmiri Muslims had been killed by the Indian Army since October 1989, and since 1990. Some 1,700 to 1,800 people have disappeared after being arrested by Indian police or armed paramilitary forces.